Hi guys. So basically I just wanted to go over healing yourself naturally. Um, if you've ever watched any of my videos, sometimes I talk about how I have chronic bronchitis, and what happens is that normally I have allergies, and the allergic reaction will then cause my throat to, I guess, react or something, and then I get bronchitis. I've never had a cold my whole life. My cold has always turned into bronchitis, and if I don't go to the doctor and get antibiotics, then it turns into pneumonia. So, safe to say, every time I've been sick or I felt my throat close up or, like I started feeling that way, I was always prescribed antibiotics. Now, if you guys know anything about antibiotics, what happens is that if you take too many antibiotics, it messes up the intestinal flora, they call it, your gut flora. So it's basically the community of the community of bacteria that lays in your stomach. So everybody's stomach bacteria is different, and it reacts differently to different foods. That's why some people can handle spicy foods, some people can't. Some people, are good with dairy and others aren't. It all depends on the bacteria that's in your stomach and how your body reacts to things, right? So I have been getting into this homeopathic, like do everything naturally kind of thing that like everybody's going through right now. And I decided that I was going to cure myself, right, without antibiotics because I feel that the reason that I'm heavy, I'm 80 pounds overweight. You can't tell by looking here in the camera, but if you were to look at my body, you could see my chin, like I'm overweight, right? And I feel that a lot of it is due to what's going on in my stomach. Um, so on Sunday, today is actually Sunday, but last Sunday, I was helping a lady organize her closet, and she had a cat, and there was cat hair everywhere, and I was there for 5 hours. So safe to say, when I got home that night, I started getting, symptoms of an allergy. My throat started closing up. I started sneezing, coughing. I started getting that sore throat that hurts. And I was like, I'm not going to the doctor. I am going to figure this out. So I spent something about like 4 hours researching how to cure bronchitis naturally, how to cure pet allergies naturally. And I did a bunch of stuff that worked. And for the first time in the entire existence of my life, I did not get bronchitis and I did not get sick. And I want to share with you what it is that I did. Okay? Sorry, my nose is itchy. So, first, I did a bunch of different things, FYI. So I'm not sure which one of these worked or if it's a combination of all of them. But what I did is there's something called Sinus Blaster. You can look it up. I know they sell it on eBay and they sell it on Amazon. And it's a 1 ounce bottle for like $14. We usually get it here in New York at a place called Westerly. It's called Sinus Blaster. It's like $25 or $30 for one bottle. And it's good to get them when they're buy one, get one free. I don't go into the city often, so I actually ordered it online, a 1 ounce bottle from another company, and I think they called it Congestion and Sinus Blaster. But either way, just look up Sinus Blaster, and it's a combination of essential oils and oils that can be ingested, and you put drops of it in your mouth, like down the back of your throat, and then you swallow it, and it like goes inside your throat because it has the first ingredient should be horseradish. So remember that when you're looking at the ingredients. If it says horseradish, then you're buying the right thing. It'll have like horseradish, a bunch of other stuff. Garlic will be in there. It'll have like 10 or 15 different ingredients, and they're all oils, and it's in a dropper bottle. So I did that every 2 to 3 hours. I took Manuka honey also every 2 to 3 hours. I buy the Manuka honey. Um, it's the highest grade. It's very expensive, but it's supposed to act as an antibiotic, they say. So I did that every 2 to 3 hours. The one that I bought had an MGO of 550. And let me see if I could find it. Manuka honey. online just to show you guys. It's this one. It's Manuka Honey MGO 550. It's like $60 for an 8.8 ounce bottle. And I guess I could put the link on there. But it's really expensive. Control C. And then what else did I do? And then I did it all. They say that garlic is a replacement for penicillin, and this is good for anybody that has any type of infection. So basically, if you chew raw garlic, it releases this chemical that's equivalent to penicillin. It's like the same. So instead of taking a product that's made by a pharmaceutical company, you can have everything you need in Mother Nature. And the reason pharmaceutical companies don't want us to know these things is because if we do, a pharmaceutical company or any company cannot get a patent on a natural product, on an herb or a plant-based product that grows from Mother Nature. You can't get a patent on it. So what they do is they derive something from it, then they create their own synthetic version, and then that synthetic version is what they use to put out to the public to cure us. But you don't need that. We can do this all ourselves. So I chewed raw garlic, 1 clove of raw garlic. So you know, like it's a bulb, and then you pull off the 1 clove. Probably like 2 the first night, 1 every like 2 hours, and then like 2 the next day, because they also say that that acid, like the juice of the garlic, can cause intestinal, what's the thing called? Ulcers. It can rip the lining of your stomach because it's so strong. So every time I took the garlic, I would chew it, swallow it, and I felt it go down my throat and into my stomach, and it burnt. And I almost thought I was going to throw up. I was like, oh my God, because it hits your stomach, and I guess all the bacteria in your stomach are like running and screaming and going, ah, and they're running away from the garlic, right? Because it's like killing them, and it's not good for them. So you feel it, and your whole body is like, what? So I would let it go down, and I would feel that burn. And then I would take some of the Manuka honey, or sometimes apple cider vinegar, because that's supposed to be good for your throat too. And I took turmeric, because turmeric is supposed to be really good for bronchitis also, and allergies. And I've been taking turmeric every day. I made a video on that. But I took like a tablespoon, not a teaspoon, not a, a tablespoon of turmeric, put it in my mouth, and then I'll put the Manuka honey in there, or a table of turmeric, put it in my mouth with the apple cider vinegar, and I just swallowed that. And then I did the same thing with cayenne pepper, tablespoon of cayenne pepper. And I know this sounds crazy, but I got better. And this has never, ever happened. I feel better. I feel like my stomach, the inside of my stomach is like good. Like I'm good. Where before I had issues, with digestion, nothing now. Like I'm better than ever, and I did it naturally. And had I done it with the antibiotics, usually that kills all the bacteria in your stomach. And apparently these things that are natural, they allow the good bacteria to stay and the bad bacteria to go. I also had a bottle of kombucha every single day, which supposedly has probiotics, and it's good for your intestinal, lining. I drank GT's kombucha. The clear bottle, which I know is watered down, and the brown bottle is supposed to be more pure, and it also has alcohol in it, and I could totally tell the difference. But the clear ones were on sale too for $5, so I was like, oh, and I bought 20 of them. So I had a bottle of kombucha each day because I wanted to make sure that the garlic that was going in my stomach wasn't affecting it. I used the Sinus blaster. I did cayenne pepper. I only did the cayenne pepper and the turmeric once a day. I didn't like go crazy. And the garlic I did twice a day. And the sinus blaster I did every 3 hours, every 2 hours, whenever I felt that I needed it. Oh, and this was a big one. I was looking up the cures, and one of them was eucalyptus oil. And ironically enough, I have a bunch of essential oils in my house by a twist of fate, and eucalyptus oil was one of them. And I was literally taking the eucalyptus oil and putting it right in my throat. Now, I'm an anomaly when it comes to my physical health and when it comes to my gut and the things that I can tolerate. Most people that eat or drink what I eat or drink will get sick. I don't, like I get bronchitis, but like I don't get headaches, stomach aches, any of that stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm an anomaly. Okay, so not everything that works for me is gonna work for someone. But I put the eucalyptus oil in my throat, and they say that if you use any essential oil, not any, look it up, look up. Don't just listen to me. Like look this stuff up, research it, make sure that it works for you. Certain essential oils act as antibiotics. So you just literally put the essential oil in your throat. I do that because I don't believe in watering it down. I just put eucalyptus oil in my throat like this, a couple of drops, and I swallowed it. And I did that twice the second night and like 4 or 5 times the next day. And I actually keep eucalyptus oil in my bag now. So whenever I'm around any kind of animal or anything that gives me an allergy, I just put some eucalyptus oil in my throat so that it doesn't even allow me to have the allergic reaction, because it kills all the bacteria. So what happens is when you are allergic to something, it goes in through your nasal passages, right? And then it releases a product called histamine, which is why they have allergy products or antihistamine. And this histamine, this reaction tells your body like this thing is not supposed to be near me or in me. And then it activates the histamine. The histamine then attacks this foreign particle, which is what causes the allergy. It could be pollen, it could be dander, it could be whatever. And then your body starts to go into like an immune fighting kind of mode where it thinks that it's fighting not a virus, but a bacteria. Now, allergic reactions are bacterial based. That's how your body acts. And a virus is a virus. When you have a virus, you need antibiotics, because you need to kill the virus. When you have bacteria, which is like where bronchitis comes in and where allergies come in, then you need to kill the bacteria. And if you understand what bacteria is and what antibacterial products will do, don't even be stupid and try to drink antibacterial like hand sanitizer. No, dumb. I'm talking about like antibacterial products like essential oils, turmeric, garlic, raw garlic that you chew. Those are all antibacterial natural products that you can ingest. There's a difference between stuff you put on your body and stuff that you can ingest. So make sure that you're ingesting things that you are allowed to ingest. Some things need to be watered down. Some essential oils cannot be ingested. So look it up and see which ones work for you. I also found something called colloidal silver, which I just bought, and they say that's excellent for when you feel like you're getting bronchitis. It's also in a dropper, and it's little particles of silver. And they say that when you swallow it, that the particles of silver attach itself to the bacteria and they suffocate it. And then it only kills the bad bacteria without damaging the host, which is us. It's something that they used for millions of years, look at me, for thousands of years in medieval times to help cure people. Silver was really big. If you look at the Jewish religion and a lot of other religions, they always have silver in the house. A lot of kings and queens drank out of silver pitchers because they knew that if they put the water in the silver pitcher, the silver would then kill and remove all the bacteria, and then they could drink the water and be okay. It's interesting, right? These are things that we've known for generations, for years, and then now because of education and social media and access to information, they hide all of that, and then they market all these other products. When all you really need to do is learn about Mother Nature, you need to learn about how everything works and how you can use it to your benefit. And that's what I'm doing with my life, and I'm choosing to be that kind of person that I can help people holistically and homeopathically by learning how these things work. So if you're someone who suffers from bronchitis or allergies, eucalyptus oil, essential oil, I like the Now Foods brand. It's called Now Foods Essential Oils, the eucalyptus brand. That's the one that I just like downed in my throat. Whenever I feel like I have an itchy throat, I will put eucalyptus essential oil in my throat. That's what I do. Doesn't mean that you could do it. Doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Another option, if it doesn't work for you, if that you don't get a good reaction, if it makes you sick, is colloidal silver. You know, make sure they have one that's 500 ppm, which is particles per million. Some people say you don't need that much, that there's a lot of them that are 10 ppm. I figure, why wouldn't you go with the higher particles per million? Just makes sense to me. I don't know, but that's the one that I got. And I don't want to promote any specific brand, which is why I'm not probably going to put links underneath, because I don't believe in doing that. But I want people to educate themselves. I want them to look stuff up, and hopefully this will help somebody, because this chronic bronchitis was killing me. Like literally 4 times a year, I had to go to the doctor and get antibiotics. When I travel the country, I had to leave with antibiotics. And now all I need to do is know that I take, you know, a little cylinder of turmeric, a little cylinder of cayenne pepper, some eucalyptus oil, and a couple of cloves of garlic, and I can fix myself. And then maybe some sinus blaster. And I'm good. To think that I have been taking all of these drugs that have damaged my intestinal tract. And now I'm hoping that by fixing everything and fixing the flora, you know, in my gut, then finally I could finally lose weight. God willing, this works. So I'll keep you guys updated on everything that's going on, and you know, I hope this video helps some people, and I hope this helps people even if you don't have bronchitis or allergies. You have something else, you might be able to look up how that works online. You know, I looked up multiple articles and I cross-referenced them to see which ones had the same information and which ones didn't. And most of them said that Manuka honey was good, eucalyptus oil was good, colloidal silver was good, raw garlic was good. And those are the things that I did the most. Some people said cayenne pepper for allergies and turmeric for allergies and the bronchitis. And I did that as well. And it worked. And I'm in shock. Like, I'm literally, if you knew me and you knew my history and you were my friend, you would be like, whoa. Like, it's amazing to think that you do not need the medicine that they offer you. There is a natural alternative to every single product that's out there. And we just need to educate ourselves and see how your body reacts to it. Because your body is not going to accept everything. And you have to learn you and learn how other things work with you. So, I'm going to go now. Live in love and light, and I really hope that this helps you.